So today's talk is on the guru-disciple relationship. Okay. It is a fact that authentic, fully realized gurus or masters are very rare indeed and hard to find. Ramana Maharshi was one such spiritual beacon. The great sage Nisargadatta Maharaj was another one, and more recently Ramakant Maharaj. Importantly, neither of them charge money for imparting knowledge that is innately our own. What is the difference between an authentic guru, jnani, self-realized master, and an ordinary spiritual teacher? The guru is free from the confines of the body-mind. He has severed the bodily attachment and transcended knowledge. If a teacher has not fully hammered the ego and not yet penetrated the confines of knowledge, then his teachings will only convey mere words lacking in power. There will not be a transmission of energy because the ego is still in the way, which means he remains separate from the source. Put simply, he does not teach from the unlimited source, but the limited mind. As Maharaj often says, knowledge on top of ego is useless and will crumble. Overlooking the first stage of the process, purification, through self-inquiry and neti-neti to remove the illusory layers, and thereby bypassing the demolition process of the ego, that will not bring about liberation. It will simply perpetuate the search. The relationship between the guru and his or her disciple is a sacred and unique one. The guru is not a person, but the impersonal, unmanifest, absolute in manifest form. It is often said that the guru will appear when the disciple is ripe. The association with an authentic guru, following his instructions, listening and meditating on the transcendental knowledge, all lead to the conviction that one is unborn, which in turn results in freedom from suffering. This relationship of oneness removes the ego, the sense of separation, and enables a merging in the pure and impersonal love of the guru. Being with an authentic guru like Shri Ramakant Maharaj led many to freedom from their little selves and causeless, unquantifiable happiness and peace, coupled with unending gratitude. As I wrote in Timeless Years with Shri Ramakant Maharaj, 2012 to 2022, quote, "Sitting in the Guru's presence is like bathing in the sunshine, and then that sunlight becomes the disciple's inner light of self-knowledge. It feels very sacred. We are at one. When one is infected by the divine touch of the Guru and has surrendered, the spontaneous wish to serve him is ignited. Being in the presence of the ultimate, we know we are not serving a person, but the impersonal absolute." Unquote. Through the practice of obedience to the Guru, the mind deactivates, the thoughts are put into abeyance, and the ego is starved. These are the benefits that come from associating with an authentic Guru. And as the Guru instructs and the disciple obeys, the devotion to the Guru grows and deepens. If the seeker is laid back and casual about finding truth, the process may be a slow one. But if the seeker is serious, earnest, driven, one-pointed, and hungry to know the truth, the relationship will develop at speed, propelling liberation. If we follow the Guru's instructions and do everything we are told to do, eventually the ego, which has created the illusion of separation, will break down, resulting in a merging and oneness with the Guru. And through that process, the purest love begins to grow, deepen, and emerge in the disciple. In my own case, from the start, I felt a strong bond with my Guru Ramakant Maharaj. Even though I knew he was not a person, at the same time, I felt that the relationship with him was extremely personal and intimate. What happened here was the classic Guru Bhakti, the love for the Guru that I had read about, which I had longed to experience. When this happens, it is indeed indescribably beautiful and powerful. This relationship in oneness is based on unconditional love. It is a paradox to say that the strong bond between the Guru and the disciple is deeply personal when the Guru is impersonal. But that is the way this unique relationship unfolds, which has been experienced similarly by countless others throughout history. Adhering to the Guru's commands without fail is vital to the process of chipping away at the ego. When the Guru gives us an order, we must obey, just like in the army. In Nashik Army Ashram, we were spiritual soldiers who needed to follow the rules and discipline of our commander. Why? So that we could be knocked into shape and remolded. Sadly, so much negative publicity surrounding gurus of all traditions have given them a bad name. It is regretful because obedience and obeisance to the Guru fast-tracks the demolition process of the ego, thus promoting humility, love, and oneness. The deepening of this bond or inner attunement with the Guru makes one courageous. Unfortunately, in the West, the concept of devotion to a Guru is an alien one, anathema, that arouses suspicion and smells of cultish brainwashing. In the Inchgiri Navna Sampradaya lineage, the Guru-disciple relationship is central, as is the transmission of the Nam mantra from master to disciple. Many contemporary spiritual teachers can only speak from the limits of their knowledge and not beyond. Yet without self-transcendence, the power behind the words cannot be transmitted. The words of an authentic Guru are always true. Also, only he who has gone beyond knowledge knows the pitfalls along the way. He is the perfect guide. Without a light to guide us, it is very easy to lose ourselves in the dark, or as Siddharameshwar Maharaj says, quote, mistake your own imagination for Brahman, unquote. When Maharaj was asked about the importance of the Guru, he replied, the Guru's importance is that he, in brackets, the Guru is beyond he or she, is inviting the attention of the invisible, silent listener. your true nature, which has been obscured and buried by illusory concepts. The Guru is a guide who removes the darkness of ignorance by shining a light. The Guru has walked the path before, so he knows all the pitfalls. He convinces the disciple that reality is within, that the source of knowledge is within. Everything is within. The Guru convinces the disciple that he is ultimate truth. Oneness of knowledge and devotion, jnana and bhakti, is key in the lineage teachings. Devotion is the mother of knowledge. Only by intense devotion to the Guru and worshipping him with full faith will the knowledge of self-realization be revealed. In the end, there is total unity between knowledge and devotion. The lineage is a Guru-centered one, where the master makes masters out of disciples. The Guru initiates the disciple with the Guru mantra, the master key. The mantra, the Guru, and the initiation are inseparable. Faith in and complete acceptance of the Guru and Guru mantra are essential. The masters of this lineage have all recited the same mantra. By taking the sacred Nam, one is receiving the help and power from all the masters of this lineage. Ultimately, one becomes one with the master, Sadguru. Ramakant Maharaj says, reciting the Guru mantra leads to true self-knowledge and is the only truly effective way to return to the original state. The humility demonstrated by all the lineage masters is striking. Siddharameshwar Maharaj himself gave all credit to Bausaheb Maharaj. Nisargadatta Maharaj did the same with Siddharameshwar Maharaj. Similarly, Ramakant Maharaj gave all credit to his master, Nisargadatta Maharaj. There is a very strong connection right through the whole lineage. I am just a skeleton, a puppet of my master, says Ramakant Maharaj. While obedience and service to the Guru chip away at the ego forcefully until it caves in, another important aspect is total and complete acceptance. It is simple. When the Guru teaches or instructs, all the disciple has to do is accept it. Shri Ramakant used to say, my master told me, you are final truth. Therefore, I am final truth. End of story. No further questions are needed, no debate, just humble acceptance. Many gurus or teachers are searching for followers to emulate and make them consciously or unconsciously dependent on them. They do not empower seekers to realize their inner master and or enable them to stand on their own feet. This is what Maharaj did tirelessly for his devotees. He never put himself above anyone. He always reminded us that, like every other thing that does not exist, neither does the Guru or the disciple. After all, there are no exceptions to the rule. Nothingness is always the baseline. Where was the Guru? Where was the disciple prior to beingness? The Guru is the mirror in which you can see yourself. The Guru is a catalyst and transmitter, bringing you into the space where there is nothing, the space in which the authentic Guru abides, the stateless state. But it takes two to tango, and the Guru never imposes or coerces anyone. He cannot force a disciple to do anything. So why is obeying the Guru's commands so important? As we know, there is only one reality. There are not two, the Guru and the disciple. The process of removing the layers of illusion under the guidance of the Guru, along with devotion to the Guru, bring about the merging of the illusory two. Bowing, serving, surrendering to the Guru all help to dispel the notion of separateness, thus enabling the yoga or the union with the Guru. This in turn leads to union with and the realization of our true nature. The lineage teaches the importance of devotion after self-realization. While there is the understanding that there is no individual guru and no individual disciple, simultaneously, there is the understanding that the process from illusion to reality is made possible by the Guru. The mystical yet pragmatic association or dynamics between the Guru and the disciple is the catalyst. And without that, without him or her, enlightenment may have taken many more years or possibly lifetimes. Devotion to the Guru, therefore, continues after self-realization. That said, there is the knowledge that this devotion is ultimately to selfless self, that one essence that we all share. The Guru is the impersonal absolute, yet the relationship between the Guru and his disciple can be felt intensely personal, evolving like a deepening love affair. This timeless relationship with the Guru, this special relationship, is magical, mystical, miraculous, and precious. The process enables the unconditional love and protection of the, quote, mother or divine feminine principle to, quote, love us to death, unquote. When the root of the ego is removed, then there is a return to childhood innocence. And finally, one's true nature is revealed. I will conclude this talk with an extract from Timeless Years. Quote, being in the presence of an authentic, self-realized master like Shri Ramakant is key, because the master's presence is like a magnet that draws you into that invisible, stateless realm, enveloping you in its energy and power. The Guru is transparent. Shri Ramakant acted like a mirror in which you could see your selfless self. In the presence of this pure light, you feel compelled to surrender completely to the Master, who touches the deepest core of your being. He reminds you of your forgotten identity and increases your earnestness, propelling you forward to remember that and be that. The only response there can be is one of spontaneous and complete self-abandonment, the endless desire to fully prostrate and bow before the Master's resplendent light. Ultimately, there is no Master and no disciple. However, the illusory process and practice are like a beautiful dance taking place between the Master and the disciple. In this dance of the lover and the beloved, the Master leads the disciple through self-inquiry, self-knowledge to self-realization. And after attending the Master class, the last dance commences. In this dance of the sacred marriage, the spiritual journey culminates in the union of the lover and the beloved in oneness. Jai Guru. So I've got some questions here. Question. As far as my problems go, I am finding that surrendering whatever transpires to Brahman is best. Everything is getting impinged on the one consciousness or Brahman. While the Nam mantra will remove the impurities that cloud my true nature as Brahman, surrender stemming out of a sense of helplessness will keep me sane moment by moment. And I said, yes, as I said, find what works for you. Surrendering out of a sense of helplessness is powerful. You can also surrender out of pure devotion for the love of Sadguru, be that Ramana or Ramakant. You have had a lifelong devotion to Ramana, so that should help the surrendering too. Not my will, but thy will be done. Jai Guru. Now, next question. Of course, I know you will ask me to somehow get it done with spontaneous conviction in this very life. But did Maharaj ever discuss what would happen in the case of someone who got initiated, but the full process was not completed because the incumbent's life was cut short? Will the masters oversee his journey in the next life also? How? Just curious. And I said, you should not entertain this question. The fact is, you have the opportunity now in this life to self-realize. You have all the tools at your disposal. You have the determination, so there is no reason for it not to happen. If your life is somehow cut short, but you have been sincere up to that point with your practice, then the Master's grace will work on your behalf to finish the process. Jai Guru. Question. I have one doubt. If the Masters are still around in some way, doesn't it beg the question how they can have an individuality when they have merged in the Supreme? I am missing something here, but please help clarify. So I said, what you're missing is the basic teachings, not just concerning the Masters, but every one of us. We are not separate individuals. We are one essence, presence. The individual, so-called, is an illusion consisting of the 5 elements. We are formless, not the form. The Masters are one presence, just as we are one presence. You're using the mind to try and understand what is beyond the mind. We are all a part of that supreme divinity. It is our source. We have always been that eternal source. The forgetting of our identity is what makes us believe in the illusion that we are somebody's or separate eyes. Because we are linked to these eternal Masters, they are always with us. Nisargadatta explains this partly when he says, quote, when the jnani's body dies, it dissolves into the 5 elements. If a disciple calls on the jnani, his form will appear to him. His body is always present in the 5 elements, but not concentrated. Unquote. Jai Guru. Question. As you said, perhaps my real sadhana is only happening now. The question is, do I have enough time? Did the Master ever talk of this getting resumed next life as a continuation of the process, self-driven and also blessed by the Master? And I said, you asked this before, your doubts are creating blocks for yourself. With your good intention, sincere earnestness and the grace of the Master, self-realization will happen. Maharaj guarantees you 100% that if you follow the practices outlined, then there will be self-realization. Jai Guru. Question. I sometimes think my vasanas are irredeemable. And I said, all these questions and thoughts of yours are imagination at work, illusory. If everything is unreal, how can you talk about something being irredeemable? You're often looking for a way to delay enlightenment, i.e. saying, if not this one, maybe in the next incarnation, etc. While self-realization is attainable, you need to want it more than anything else in life. Without this deep urge, pining, longing for truth, and self-involvement, it will not happen. So how much do you really wish to be free of yourself and know your true nature? Jai Guru. Question. I imagine that the jnanis must retain a little spark of ego to enable them to still be around us. Again, you're thinking from the perspective of the mind and trying to work it out intellectually. There is no ego, no subtle ego, there is only Brahman. The jnanis do not retain any ego, impossible. Be at peace with what you cannot understand. Be at peace with what you do not know. Brahman is all. Nisargadatta says regarding masters and devotees, the concept is yours, the image is mine. Jai Guru. Question. Sometimes the mantra seems to reverberate inside, not the same words, but as a rhythmic vibration. Is it the selfless self, or is it selfless self making the vibration and a sign of grace? And I said, the mantra is vibrating, internalizing. That's a good sign. It is everything you say. Jai Guru. And a couple more. Just curious, the journey end, is it near or some way to go still? And I said, when you're established in your true nature 24/7 and nothing touches, upsets, bothers or wavers, when life is lived without cares or worries, when there is happiness and peace without cause all the time, then the journey has ended. Jai Guru. And now to the final question, where amusingly towards the end, the questioner answers his own question. So he says, in one sense, I am doing this sadhana because I am unhappy and feel lacking something. And this sadhana will help realize the divinity, or rather help unrealize whatever is hiding that divinity. On the other hand, wouldn't it be easier if I were to drop everything, since what does it matter if I come out of this dream or not? Why not leave it to Brahman and resign myself completely to him? And then he says, but wait, the fact is I am not able to surrender. I have this ego which does not want to surrender, so the lineage path is to bring out clarity out of the whole mess that our ego perennially takes pleasure in putting us in. Right? He says. What stops us from surrendering completely? Can anything be done to remove the obstacles to surrender? And I said, your assessment is right, and you just need to continue the practice. Now you can see for yourself how much resistance is there. Continue the practice till the I is gone, and all that is left is the light that you are. Jai Guru. Jai Guru.